We are live.
Oh, yeah.
What's happening, folks?
Good evening. Good
Welcome to
evening.
Whiskey Wednesday, Volume 6. It's me, your favorite domesticated moron, and my buddy ACR.
Good evening. Good evening. I got the chat up here. We're going to see who, well, let's see who's first today. Let's
Yeah,
see
let's
who's
see
first.
who the first loser is.
That's right.
And only the replay crew gets that one.
That's right.
Benefits
Exactly.
of being replay crew, I guess.
I guess oh, look at that. Oh, we got two. It was a race to the finish there. We had
Oh,
Gen X Gemini and Lawfully literally hit
and
at the
Lawfully.
same exact time.
Ooh,
Good evening,
Randall in there.
gentlemen.
Good evening, sir.
Randall, good evening. Good evening. Hope everyone's having a good Wednesday. Um, this is actually kind of it's a special Wednesday because, well, hopefully you had Monday off for Memorial Day, which means that, now like you're well over half through the
Yeah,
week today.
yeah.
You're
I was
welcome.
I was walking around all day thinking this was Thursday.
Right.
That's how much Whiskey Wednesday helps me
That
get through the week. I'm a
that's
day ahead
right.
of all of you. It's probably from drinking that Quad Nods coffee the other day.
Right. Yeah, you definitely should have played the lotto or something, man.
Oh
You
my
knew all the
god,
numbers. You
dude,
knew all the numbers.
it was insane, man. I was like living in the future, vibrating at the speed of intensity,
Right?
and it was like, "Oh, you people in the past, how quaint ye are."
Oh my goodness. So
Bobby B, welcome, sir.
oh, Bobby B made it in. Where's he? Yeah, oh
Well,
there he
thank
is.
you for
Excellent.
becoming 401 Gen X Gemini. Appreciate it, man.
Oh, awesome. Gen X is the man. I mean, he does like mayonnaise. We'll forgive him. But he'll be
Robert,
okay.
welcome, sir.
Oh, good
Th-
evening, Mr. Ham. Yes.
this
My
evening, go
my
ahead,
my
brother.
I was gonna say no, my chat's running slow here. I have to kind of
Yeah,
play
mine's
with it.
running a little slow too. That's why I
So
jumped over to the phone for the chat.
yeah. Well, so in proper Whiskey Wednesday fashion, I believe you were telling me that you have something new this evening.
I got a
The
newbie.
inquiring minds want to know.
Okay, so when we were at the state store the other day, I went to go for my tried and true go to Nelson Brothers. Love that stuff. Good price, great whiskey, awesome. They don't carry it anymore. So I was looking for something comparable. And what I found was this gem, Puncher's Chance. And it's got the Oriental Tiger weighing in at a 45 horsepower. So probably about a 90-ish proof,
That's
92-ish.
yeah, that's the Mike Tyson whiskey.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm partaking in this evening, and got the Army whiskey glass here. So
Excellent.
that's my choice for this evening, and this is my first time trying it right here on Whiskey Wednesday.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Cheers, sir,
Skull.
to all of y'all.
Thanks for showing up.
Absolutely.
Ooh, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's mellow too. Doesn't have that throat punch.
No, it's so whenever I think celeb alcohols, right? You automatically think train wrecks, but there have been some good ones. I think that one is a good one. I think Mike Tyson did a
Mm.
pretty good job. Um, the aviation gin, if you like
Oh, that's
gin
Mike
by
Tyson's.
what's that? That's
That's
Mike
Mike
Tyson's whiskey.
Tyson's.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
Yeah.
Well, then I must say this is delicious.
That's right. That's right. That's the
If
that
anyone
one's
would
good.
be
And then
full with me, you'll be cross.
that's right. Yes. Uh, so Aviation Gin by Ryan Reynolds is actually very good too. Uh, what's his name? Who's the guy? Oh my gosh, he does from the Coneheads.
Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd. He does a vodka. I think it's like in a skull or something like that. Crystal Skull vodka or something. I don't know.
Okay.
He's another conspiracy theorist out there. But his vodka's okay. But a lot of the times, like someone says, "Oh, I got this new alcohol," it's like, I don't know.
Robert, to be fair, I love bourbon from distilleries almost anywhere. Just to be fair. Another one that I tried and I did not care for in the celebrity realm was The Rock's tequila. I did not care for that at all.
Really?
Oh.
I don't know if I've had that
Well,
one.
hello, Pilgrim, and hello, Krista.
Krista, good evening. And Pilgrim. Gosh, we got a good crew in here. It's been 6 minutes and it's just flooded in here.
All the cool kids are showing up already.
That's right. That? They aren't coming in fashionably late like we were told to do.
Right.
Well, we've got a crowd in here. We talked about the whiskey. I've got one of my regulars, my 1835. I was telling Metal before we got in here. So we usually try to be in and connected about a quarter till, about 15 minutes
green
before.
Room, figure things out,
Yeah, sound checks, video checks, all that fun stuff. And I think he and I both, like I've had a rough week, and we'll talk about that on another live. I don't want to take up all the bandwidth on this, but
all pun intended.
Right. Essentially, my day was spent doing plumbing and then racing.
DJ, welcome, sir.
Oh, there he is. Good evening. Then running across town to a meeting that I didn't want to go to, all the way on the other side of town, then racing back. And I literally came running up the stairs, plug in my computer and get things going. So it is, I'm just happy it's Wednesday, folks.
Me too. I'm right there with you. I'm working late shift this week and get home, hurry up, shower, get changed. Wife gets off work at 6. So then we try and mash dinner in real quick. I shoved 5 boneless wings in my face and took a couple spoonfuls of noodles and down here I came.
You're doing better than me. It's just so y'all know I didn't shower. You're welcome. No. There you go.
Fragrant this evening here, brother.
And I am enjoying. This is a beer that I've. This might be one of the best IPAs I've ever had. That is a good one there. Paige. Can't stay.
I
but that's
can't
okay.
find it. I can't find any new brews anymore. It's the beer distributor I used to go to, they closed down.
Really?
They turned it into a gravel lot for Pennsylvania Turnpike Commission to park all their crap up there.
Right.
The other beer distributor that I used to go to all the time, it was literally across from where I worked. They sold to somebody else, and they don't carry all of the other kinds of beers around.
Really?
If I go to some of the other places, they might have one, but I'm sorry to say it. You look at it, you read about it, and you're like, oh my God, this is literally going to be dog shit.
Yeah.
So you can tell. You can tell when you've had enough dog shit beers.
Yeah, exactly. I've had plenty of those. I've tried to be cultured since. So, well,
for sure.
We've kept y'all in suspense for the last 10 minutes. As always, thank you to the chat. Thank you all for joining us. Replay crew, I hope you enjoy this segment. We are on episode. What episode are we on?
Volume 6, man.
Volume 6. That's
Volume
awesome.
6.
Volume 6. Yeah. And hopefully this volume doesn't disappoint. So we are sticking with kind of the cadence of Old Glory made it in. Welcome.
Glory, good evening, welcome, brother.
So we're kind of sticking with the battle rhythm of the two of us and then a guest and then the two of us and a guest and I think it's working really well for all of us here, kind of changing it up and shaking, you know, shaking the hornet's nest a little bit, having a good time. But this evening's topic, um, very dear to metal over here, and I think to a lot of us. I think a lot of us are into this, and maybe we just didn't think about it. Maybe we downplay it a little bit. But the topic of tonight, the mini kit. And that mini kit is kind of like we're talking survival kits, support kit, supplemental kit, but the mini kit, not not the inch bag with the kitchen sink and all the other
You're not
shit.
living out of this thing.
Right. This is hey, it's better than nothing. That
It,
it's
it's a
yeah,
supplemental thing. You
exactly.
need when you design one of these, or you build one of these, or you buy one of these, you need to have a certain skill set to be able to effectively bring this thing out and use it. Okay, you can't just be some geek off the street. You got to be handy with the steel, if you know what I mean. Earn your keep.
Regulators.
Mount up.
Mount up. That was epic. We didn't even practice that. You're welcome. You're welcome.
Not rehearsed.
Not rehearsed.
That's just how cool we actually are.
That's right. That you know what it is? It's the whiskey. It's the whiskey. So we're talking these mini kits, um, types. All right. What can you use for a mini kit? How many could a mini kit be, or how maxi could a mini kit be? Um, they can be anything from a tin to a pouch
To a belt
to
kit,
that, a Ziploc bag. Really,
a,
it's
a pencil case, a zip pencil case like kids have for back to school.
the your imagination is truly the limit. It truly is. Like we're, and Metal's going to show some neat stuff here. Um, some things I didn't even think about, like like your he chews tobacco, the tobacco tins, another good one.
Oh my gosh, a
Here's one that
surprise!
right here's one that I've used a long time, and shame on me for not pulling it out. Pill bottles.
Hmm.
Pill bottles are fantastic. Uh,
Cigar
you,
tubes.
cigar tubes. Oh my gosh, it's literally, I mean, whatever you can think of to put stuff in and stow
You
it.
ever get those cappuccino things like the Hills Brothers, or like a maroon with the gold plastic lid?
Yeah, yeah, the coffee cans. Yeah,
Yeah, like the cappuccino thing.
yeah,
Yeah, those work great. Make a kit, stick it down in your spare tire well, bada bing.
yep. There are so many options, and we're gonna talk about some of those that we have, some of those that we've seen. Um, in fact, Metal, why don't you take the reins?
I'll kick it off. Um, I've done videos on these kits. They're all on my channel. Go back, watch them. It's cool. Um, I was challenged by someone to make a survival kit in an Altoid tin. I'm like, okay, well, it's kind of dumb, but all right. Well, I took a Camillus carnivore, okay, little multi-use machete type thing. Got a little Skinner utility knife. I just weave some paracord through it, put a few Ranger bands on, and it houses my Altoid skin. So that way, if I do have it on my belt, it's riding in close to my leg. It's strapped, not out here where it can get hit and knocked away or anything like that. So double Ranger banded. But I went to all the trouble, and I'm going to go to all the trouble again to electrical tape this closed. So that way, it stays pretty much water sealed. This is a survival kit. Your your kits are basically meant to be used to plus up your EDC, or as an oh shit type of kit. Like, I can't get to my truck, but I need something to fix a boo boo. I ripped something, I need to stitch it up. Whatever type of kit you're carrying, it's to help you in that situation. This survival kit, um, go watch the video on it. um, there's a lot of good stuff contained in these. Um, razor blades. I opt for the actual like utility knife razor blade versus the like shaving razor blades because they're more substantial.
Now, when you say that, are you talking like I can there's like the scraper blades, and then there's like the
Utility knife.
like the trapezoid ones.
Yeah, that are going the
Yeah,
utility knife that has
yeah,
the box
yep,
cutter, not the ones with the rounded tips because they terribly suck. The true pointy ones so you can
yeah,
puncture things and you can actually kind of drill with them a little bit if you need to. Small fishing hook, like a little tape cachet of like fishing hooks, sinkers, a little bit of fishing line, little folds of duct tape taken folded in on itself to go in here. I have a World Pack 36-ounce water bladder in here. I also have the water treatment tablets in here that I can treat that bag twice.
yep,
So 36 and 36 is what? 72. I get
yep,
72 ounces of water that I can ingest. I can use this tin to make char cloth. I can do a crap ton of stuff with it. I have bank line, not bank line, cutty hank line in here.
yep.
Use it for fishing. Use it for making snares. I have some snare wire in here. There's all kinds of cool stuff that you can put in these things.
And it's literally that it's the size of the palm of your hand. Like it fits in any
literally,
pocket.
it's an Altoid stand.
Yeah, it's an Altoids 10. It's, I mean, all that in there. DJ the Metalhead Mercenary, but your buddy small engine Cessna's crashed deep in the Rockies. You're the only survivor. What do you got? Like, I mean, and that's it's something. It's there's so much you can put in there, and I think like kind of like what you were saying, Metal, your knowledge base helps you make a better quality kit, because you could probably go onto Amazon or Temu right now and go buy something, and you'll spend $4 to $20, and you're going to get a sack of shit, right? And I don't mean that to be nasty, but what I'm saying is you could, with your knowledge base, you can probably put something together for cheaper, and it's gonna work better for you. It's kind of like EDC, right? My EDC is different than metals. It's different than demos. It's different than glories. It's different than, but my stuff all works for me. Same with my survival needs. So I always say it. I'm here in Texas. My biggest need, water.
Water, definitely.
Water. There's never going to be enough. I can't pack enough water. So if I can treat water, if I can boil water, if I can do something, if I can filter water, that's gonna get me through. Not downplaying shelter and everything, food and everything else, but the lack of water will put me down faster. And I know this about me personally. I know that if I'm not staying hydrated, I'm done. So my kits, almost all my kits, whether it's a tin can or a backpack, is focused on water. So
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. So contents, you kind of touched on it here already. These contents could be, again, your imagination, general survival, like the one you were just showing. And I really dig the one that you had on the knife. I mean, it's one of those, you've got the knife, it's on your belt, you got all that other stuff with it.
I keep this in my truck. I have under-seat storage in the back of my truck. So I keep this Ranger banded on here, and it stays in my truck and it rides in my truck. Should I need it, I got it. But I also have my EDC. Plus, I also have my sling bag that I EDC as well. Video on that as well. I have it if I need it. Like when you're doing one of these survival kits, one of the first things you got to remember is it's an all-encompassing kit. You have to have little elements of everything in here, but you have to cover your main survival priorities: cutting tool, cordage, container, combustion. With those 4 things, you can do one heck of a lot.
Yep. The some of the contents, and I just threw some stuff on here again. I'm really preaching to the choir because most of y'all, if y'all know, you know, but general survival, a survival 10. You can do one as a first aid kit, boo boo kit, probably more of a
Oh,
boo boo
hey.
kit than like a trauma kit. Like, let's be real,
Hmm.
at least in like a tin, right? Fire kits, fishing kits, water purification kits, trapping kits. I mean, a gun cleaning kit. Jesus Christ. Like, I
Yeah.
mean, it's whatever you can do to help supplement, because like when we're, even if you're using these kits, maybe they're standalone, like Metal has a couple that he carries as part of his EDC. Or maybe you're a little OCD like my ass. Oh, I am actually not OCD, because then it sounds like I need medicine. And this is my medicine. But anyhow, the I enjoy pack organization, right? So I've got my get home bag or my bug out bag or whatever, and I have everything segmented in there. And essentially, guess what? All my inside my bug out, my get home bag is all mini kits. That's all it is. It's just mini kits all clustered together to help me organize better. But then you can again downsize it. Maybe you got some family members that they're not drinking the Kool-Aid like the rest of us are. And so
The
they're like, listen,
Kool
yeah,
Aid.
they're like, sorry, we're not putting on our foil hummus today, Andrew. We're staying out of the aliens' grasp there. But
And you tell them to break out the
that's right. Pucker powder. Come get some. The again, not scripted. We just roll with it.
for sure.
But helping put, because we care about our, and you got demos like that's definitely OCD. Whatever. Hold on, I got something in my eye. There's the these kits, we care about our families, right? And maybe they're not as gung-ho as we are about some of this stuff, but we want them to have something. And if you make something that's literally the size of this, that they can put in their bag, in their car, in their trunk, and not think about it, but they've got something. And hopefully, like everything else, hopefully you never need it. It's like, my my douchebag brother Andrew made me some bullshit that I never fucking used. But maybe, like DJ the Metalhead Mercenary said, you're in a plane, or car accidents. Those happen all the time, right? And sadly they happen in areas that suck, so
Now, DJ, the pucker powder, what the pucker powder's for is it whenever people get their cheeks tight, when they get their butt cheeks clenched, they're just yeah,
do
you
you have
sprinkle a
that?
little pucker powder on there and it just
Where's that sound bite?
let me see if I can do that here.
But and then we got Bobby B talking about Jay's boo boo kit.
Let me see if I can
Perfect.
pull up my boy Joel Thomas here.
Let's get it.
I should be able to. And I do a pretty doggone good Joel Thomas impersonation too, so where's he at? There he is. Let me go ahead and add this to the show. But no, with the kits, you just got to make sure that you're being mindful when you're purchasing a kit and when you're constructing a kit, because some of them can get way the heck out there. So whenever somebody gets all up in their feels and they're being all weird and like about something you said, maybe get your butt cheeks tight. Get them tight today.
Yes. Yes. So worth it. It was worth the wait, folks. I'm just saying it was worth the
Worth
wait.
the wait.
Worth the wait.
Get your butt cheeks tight.
Get them tight today. You're right. These kits, again, they're your imagination is the limit, and your knowledge is the power to put together a good kit. Again, uh, don't there are some good things out there that you can buy. I'm not, but there's also
Yeah.
a lot of trash out there. And sadly, before this video, for the last about 4 days, I've been trying to find these kits that This and That with Matt sent me about a year ago. And what frustrates me is I've seen them recently, but I actually had them in one of my kits, and they're essentially a tin. And he does 3 tins. He does a fire kit, a water kit, and a first aid kit. And they're literally an Altoids tin, the small, I guess Altoids fucking sue us for saying that, whatever. But, the small tins. And they were brilliant. They were well put together kits that he uses and that he gives to family. And he sent some to me. And they are awesome. And it's one of those, you need a bandage. You need to start a fire. You need again, like the water kit, having a bag and purification tablets and stuff like that. But they are awesome, and they're just another way that speaking of awesome, Mike Tyson's Puncher's Chance whiskey. It is whiskey. It's really good.
It's quite delicious.
And just so you know, like, I feel safe saying this over the internet. I would not say that to his face. And I know he's a pretty funny guy. Like, he's kind of mellowed out in his age. I still don't want to get punched by him. I'm sorry.
I was rooting for him when he fought Paul. I was Team Tyson.
All I'm saying is that's going to be another Whiskey Wednesday, that whole fucking fight. I don't want to get...
Yes.
You're going to get me into the weeds with
highlight of the fight, saying it online, highlight of the fight was the ring girls.
Yeah. He was paid not to fight. All I'm saying is he was paid not to fight. That's all I'm saying. Because when I saw his training before the fight, I'm like, that dude's 50 and he's still hitting like that. Logan Paul's little bitch ass is going to get knocked into tomorrow. It's like he drank fucking goddamn Metal's coffee. That shit.
He gonna be like Glass Joe in the freaking video game.
Yes. Yes. Everyone has a plan until you get punched in the face, Mike Tyson. It's so true.
Mm-hmm.
That was actually our topic the other week. But anyhow, yeah, we'll talk about that another time. But these kits. So I know Metal was showing one. I've been flashing this one I've got right here, and this is a pre-made kit, and it is made by Coleman, and it's a 27-piece first aid kit, and it's sealed up. What's that? Oh, Mama Bear's
Hey, Mama Bear.
Excellent. Good evening. I want to say that this was an Amazon find, but I do trust Coleman. I do trust this brand. This is unopened. I haven't messed with it or anything. I don't even know if this was $5. Something affordable, but it was one of those. It was like, hey, I was working on one of my bag systems. I was like, hey, this is perfect. You can go on Amazon and find the zippered pouches for first aid kits. You can, if I would have thought about it,
soap dishes,
yes. HEB grocery store I talk about all the time had these first aid kits. They were selling them for I think I got them for $2. It was a little plastic thing, kind of an odd shape, but there was still plenty of room in there where I could add stuff to it. That's the other thing you don't realize. Like, I can add more stuff to these pre-made kits to enhance them.
Yes.
But look, and I talked about pill bottles earlier. I'm going to let Metal chat here for a minute, but this right here were kits I made forever ago for my boys. And my whole thought was it's one of these Molly style pouches. And the whole thing was we go camping and maybe they want to go explore, right? Because I'm trying not to be that helicopter parent. I want them to go have some fun. But you throw this onto your belt, into your pack, and you've got something. And so what we're going to do here in just a little bit, I'm gonna take this. We're going to open this up. And we're going to take a look at some of the stuff I put in here, because, like I said, you got to check your gear. And it's been a minute since I've looked in here. And so I'm curious, as we can all call like, oh, Andrew 5 years ago was an idiot and, and put a bunch of dumbass shit in there. But what we can say, we don't even need to say 5 years ago. He's kind of an idiot now. But so let's take a look at some more of the kits that Metal has here, because he's got some amazing stuff there.
I'm a kit making fool. I've seen
Kit
a
stop
lot
won't
of the
stop.
pre-made kit stop won't stop. But
That's good.
I prefer making my own kits versus buying a pre-made kit, because I've had guys in my class and gals that have bought pre-made survival kits and never cracked them until that day. Right? What do you think happened? Just like all the Minuteman gear and everything else, they had no freaking clue of what was what. They were missing half the stuff they needed. So guess who had to supplement them with what I had? Thankfully, I make my own kits. So I told them, go put the garbage crap over there. Take this. I have the general survival that I keep with me. This I've talked about before. I have one of my first videos was on this bad boy right here, the Boo Boo tin. It's for your most common medical needs: cuts, scrapes, stings, abrasions, simple type stuff. Band-aids, your different creams and ointments and salves, a razor, safety pins, different types of band-aids, butterflies and knuckles and things like that. A couple steri strips, those kind of things go in here. Even like lip stuff, chapstick, Oragel packets. I put all that kind of stuff in here just because. I also throw Benadryl and Tylenol and ibuprofen in here. I was over at my dad's mowing last summer and was doing my thing and went to weed eat, and some assholes with wings came to say hi and hit me on the back of the neck. And so I'm like, oh crap. I'm not allergic, thankfully. So I broke into this bad boy and I had what I needed. Sting wipe, held that on there, popped Benadryl, put some hydrocortisone on over top afterward, and I was good to go. But I got sleepy.
That's funny you talk. So, and anytime my boys go camping, two things happen. My youngest King finds all the splinters, and my oldest Jack finds all the ants. So
thank you, Pilgrim.
We got to have the tweezers, and we got to have the Benadryl, and then Dad gets to have cocktails. But sorry, just thinking about that.
Cocktails. Wait, what?
Glory.
Look what I found.
No, Glory stating straight up facts here. Wasps serve no purpose in nature. You know the only purpose they serve? To die.
They're assholes with wings.
They are.
And they like to come butt fuck you.
Wait, what kind of wasps are you dealing with over
there? Is the stinger not in their butt?
Well,
do they not put it into your being? Like your arm, your hand, your neck,
crew. That's all him. Johnny doesn't go that way.
Somebody just watching and not listening, and they see me go like this.
That's what gets us shut down. We're talking about wasps.
You have to forgive me. I'm partially retarded. Hey, if Peter Griffin can do it, so can I. But I have that Boo Boo tin. This is another EDC rider with me. This is my repair kit. Sewing needles, threads, a couple different types of thread. I have gray. I have OD green. I have fishing line in here on another bobbin. I just have them wound around a bobbin. I thought I had an extra one. Yeah, I got one right here. Like little sewing bobbins. Yeah, those things. There's like three of them in here. Did a video on this too. There's some duct tape in here and safety pins. And one thing at my wife's recommendation is one of those little things you get with the little tiny wire on it to help you thread the needle. I put one of those in there because if I'm having to do something and I'm cold or I have adrenaline or something like that, I may not be able to thread a needle so easily. So that helps me to thread the needle. Having a repair kit and a boo boo kit every day with me. I don't have to go to a first aid station. I don't have to get to my EDC pack, get to my truck for my first aid and IFAC. I got this stuff.
See, Johnny Depp. He hopes he rips a hole in his crotch every day. He goes kit repairless is what we call that.
Right.
Right. The
full air conditioning.
Full air conditioning. But I mean,
they need to bring back the ball chiller in vehicles, by the way.
Right.
You guys know what the ball chiller is? The air vent down underneath the steering column?
Yes.
That, you know the reason they got rid of it, right?
No.
No offense, ladies. The women were complaining about chapped lips. Well, I'm terrible. Played. I know.
That was good.
I'm terrible. I know.
Johnny Depp is rubbing off on you. That's good. That's.
I hope not.
Not rubbing one out to you. That's.
Or on me.
Johnny Depp to come out. Hey, Spackleback, how you doing there, guy? And that's when they shut it down.
Good night.
Good night. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you opened literally a hornet's nest when you started talking about wasps over here. Everyone's in agreement that wasps, hornets, yellow jackets can go to IHOP and eat the all-you-can-eat bowl of dicks because they're the worst. They are the worst. So looking at this kit I put together here, this was a cheap Amazon pouch. It was probably 2 for $10, something like that. I got it in black, and I've got some different things on here. So first thing, it's a little water bottle holder, right? See, water, yeah, but it's cheap. It's something you can just like. Almost everyone has water bottles in their car, right? Something. So
water bottle, soda bottle, something.
So yes, it doesn't have a container, but you can add one, right? I was trying to keep the bulk down. Got one of these little flashlights here, which still works. A little pen light right there, the little run on the little flat batteries. Now this one, all I did when I initially did these, I put some of the Mora craft line knives on there. They've since been moved, but I just threw a little lock blade knife on there because, again, if we kind of go based on the different C's of survival, that's a good thing. You want to have a cutting tool there. So we unzip this. Again, I have not looked in this kit in quite some time. So let's see what the first thing is that comes out. Okay. Well, we're talking about different items to make kits, right? Ziploc bag. I've got some homemade matches in there, the wax matches. I've got alcohol pad. I've got dryer lint. If you didn't know, dryer lint was the best fire starter on the planet. It absolutely is. And I've got some tea lights in there. So a couple different uses there. OD green bandana. All right. Let's see. Oh, you guys
get your bandana. When you get your bandanas, make sure you get them that they're 100% cotton.
Yes.
Because you can scrape from them with the edge of your knife to get that lint to use that as a, or you can use that bandana, cut a small section of it, use the tin, and turn it into char cloth.
Exactly. Oh, looks like Grace made it in. Grit and Grace, welcome. Ferro rod. Can't go wrong there. Couple different hunks of paracord, so some cordage. Well, that's things flying out at me here. Mylar blanket. Whole bunch of different options there. Oh, I went kind of big. Got a good mapping compass on there.
Protractor belt on.
Yep. Some of the things that are flying out at me, zip ties. Zip ties are so underrated. If you're trying to build a shelter quick, it is tough to beat zip ties. Oh, yeah. Texas, got to have this. Bug spray wipes, deep woods off. More zip ties. What else is in there? All right. And then I'm glad I pulled this kit out. Right there. The HEB first aid kit that I was just talking about. You can see it's kind of an oddball design. But what I like about it is you pop this open right here. And I was able to add a crap ton more stuff in there. I've got like the Stingies. I've got Tylenol. I've got Aqua Tabs. I got Aqua Tabs in here. I've got all kinds of stuff. And I felt that if my boys were out and about and we're camping, they're probably not going to get too terribly far away from me. But the items in this kit will put them in a better situation in time for myself, park rangers, or whatever to go find them, right? Because they do have sense. They're not going to try to venture off too far. But hell, it's one of those, oh, I got to go pee. Little boys got to go pee, right? But they don't want to pee right there on the trail because they're not their dad. And they, so they go off trail a little bit. And then, you know what? And Randall will attest to this. The woods in Texas, once you get into the woods, it all looks the same. And it's probably the same about anywhere you go. Like you sit there and you're focused on peeing, and then you hear something and you get turned around, nothing. What you got there?
Multi-tool with a spoon and a fork. DJ just said about a French Foreign Legion eating tool, multi-tool. Actually have one right here.
Yes. Yes. So that was all.
Funny you should bring that up.
Yeah. That was all crammed. All that was crammed into here. There's actually more room in this pouch. And it was just stuff that I thought, hey, you know what? If I'm a kid and I get off course, what am I going to want around me? And the other cool thing is there's plenty of room in here. You can throw the snacks in there. So you got some calories, everything. Again, you got the water bottle pouch, you got all that stuff. And imagination is the limit.
Yep. One of I talked about it on one of my Sunday BS sessions, but like the multi-tools and the Swiss Army knives, those kind of things, these little guys, like I have a bunch of them around here. Like I said before, I tear them apart and I rebuild them and restore them and fix them up and stuff. But these things are unsung heroes, and these pouch type kits like that. I have one here. I have had this thing for 15 years or better. Has the little multi-tool thing, the little teeny tiny pliers, and the wire cutters actually cut 24 gauge picture hanging wire. They work well. But it's got the little tools on the outside, the little tiny podunk saw. It's got the little bottle opener flathead, little Phillips, and it's got a little straight blade knife, right? But the one thing that I love the most about this little stupid multi-tool is it's got this little tiny flashlight, little watch battery flashlight on there. That thing it's been proven invaluable so many times. It's before I carried an actual EDC flashlight. I used to carry this thing in my pocket every day. That's why it's all janked up. It's been retired to my desk for desk stuff, but having a little flashlight, you can even, if you have a pack of chewing gum and a flashlight, you can take one of the batteries and take your knife or your little scissors on your multi-tool and trim up the wrapper, the foil, stick it on your battery and make a prison match to start a fire. So don't forget flashlights and pouch kits.
Yes.
Multi-tools or Swiss Army knives and pouch kits. They're very important.
I just recently did a video on this little Olight right here, and I realized I got this glare behind me. again, another perfect thing for a kid. It has a little ring on there. These things are like $10. They're
Yeah.
so cheap. They run on AAA's, so they're and like you said, Metal. They're when you can't see. God damn, a little bit of light is the best thing in the world. Like something, just so you
Yes.
can not put your hand into an anthill or accidentally on a snake, or or just you're trying to see something. You're trying to see what you're getting into. It's
Step in
one
a
of those.
gopher hole.
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
and again, a lot of you in the chat here, you're already carrying a lot of the EDC items. All this is doing is plussing up what you got. You would think that this smartwatch isn't very smart. I have my phone on vibrate and it starts ringing. That's that bullshit. It's something. These kits, like again, and tailoring them to you, tailoring them to your family and friends. I meant to grab a fishing kit, and if Randall's little adventures in here, he Metal's going to get something. But Randall, were we talking about you? I think that's a video you might have coming up. But I had a buddy of mine put together a little Altoids tin fishing
Altids.
kit. I can't talk. I can't talk today.
It's a can of Altids.
Altoids, yes.
Breaking it, you Scottish.
Where's Top G? God damn it! I need him here.
I know, right?
That's but he a buddy of mine put together this little fishing kit. I was like, hey man, I go, and it was just more of a fun challenge for him. I was like, here's an Altoids tin, and just if you were stuck and this is all you could use for fishing, what would you put in there? And he goes fishing all the time. He loves fishing, and he made me a cool little tin, and with a bunch of stuff that I feel that if I needed it, it would probably work. It'd probably do. I mean, it's better than not fishing at all, right? So, and it's actually in my get home bag out in the truck, and I should have grabbed it, but like I said, y'all are lucky I'm here with pants on. So
You're here, and he has pants on,
and I have pants on. You're welcome.
and he's extra seasoned. He's extra seasoned today.
Yeah,
He's got a seasoning. One of the types of kits that, like, you have the pouch kit there. They have those pouch for like going on Molly and stuff like that they have for like water bottles or Nalgene's, stuff like that. I have one on my get home bag, which is buried back there, and I'm not going to dig it out. But inside that Nalgene, I've taken and I've built survival kit inside that Nalgene. So if I do need to break it out, it's all stored in there. So if I do need to break it out and use that Nalgene, well, I have paracord that I can take and I can create myself my little lanyard like he had on the back of his pouch. But I can dump all the contents of that Nalgene into the pouch itself. I can offload that in there, and then I have the Nalgene for doing my water thing. So those are actually really nice kits to have and set up, especially if you're doing it in a vehicle. Because if you take out the back, some vehicles, they have like little plastic compartments doors that pop off that you can stick stuff in. My wife has a Rogue SV. She has like an underdeck thing that you can put stuff down underneath. There's a multitude of different places, like spare tire well. You could put a kit down there with a boo boo kit, whatever, IFAC, all those kind of things. Those Nalgene and water bottle kits, they are awesome. I love mine. So something to keep in mind is you can use those as well. When it comes to your medical stuff, another thing to look at too. This is a kit, but it's not a kit. A Voodoo Ranger.
Oh, Juicy Haze.
Juicy Haze.
Juicy Haze. Yes, that's how shitty my day has been. It's a 2-beer night.
Oh boy. I told you he's came seasoned.
I did shower today. I didn't shower before the live. That's
so
all.
In my sustainment ruck, I have one of these. In my EDC sling bag, I have a smaller version of this. It says metal pill pack, right? So as you open it up, it's got all your usual suspects, right? Little compartments here where you can put your most frequently used medications. Um, Tylenol, ibuprofen. I keep cranberry in here because I have issues with kidney stones, and vitamin C, cranberry. I have Zyrtec in here. Imodium, those kind of things. So that way, if you're in a bad situation, you have a multi pack, basically a pharmacy that you're carrying with you. That here, here's the Altoids tin. Here's the size of that. It's not much bigger, and you can carry a pharmacy with you. So something to keep in mind for the EDC folks.
I'm starting to think the demo enjoys Johnny Depth more than I do. That's, that's oh my god! You know what I'm telling
Pants
you. So
check. Pants check.
Pant.
There you go, Krista. Seahawks.
Wait, did Krista ask for a pants check?
No. Pilgrim asked for a pants
Oh,
check.
I was gonna say if.
And I just said Seahawks. I'm wearing pants.
I don't know. Are y'all ready? Are y'all sure you want me to do this? I mean, this will shut down the live, just so you know. Now that I am
fires and call
pants.
the dogs, guys. We're getting shut down.
That's right. I literally took off my my sports coat. I was wearing a sports coat, polo, and jeans today. I'm like something like a pimp. But yeah, no one's ready to. I don't know. No one's ready to see me without pants. That's for sure. Pants check. I like that.
I have not had that old glory. I have to be careful with some of that stuff. I am allergic to like codeine. I cannot touch codeine stuff. I have to avoid it if at all possible. So
okay.
Now I'll check into that.
Stella just kicked in the door. Sorry.
Here she comes, kicking in the door and judging us again.
That's right. I got that pic. I think I shared it with Metal. The other day I had some company over. It was Memorial Day, and Stella came over and gave me hands down like the best, like it was the best hug. Slightly aggressive, but it was,
you're taking this hug.
That's right. You got love me or I'm taking your ear, bitch. One of the two. I need to post that on YouTube because it was a great picture there.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Allergic to codeine. No. Oh no, that's no good. So on a positive note, we did catch everything on my notebook here for this topic. You got a couple more? I'm gonna let you carry on. Yeah.
The
kids I got another beer. We got time.
Of course I'd have a couple more. But
I'm gonna have a couple more too.
You guys that chew snuff or Zyn or even the little ons, right? You can make kits in those things too. Did the video on this pair, the fire kit and the fishing kit. I don't care that's rattling around. It gets put way down deep in a pocket and you don't even hear it anyway. But having an extra fire kit in the kit that I keep this in, the belt kit, this is a supplemental fire kit to what I already have, like my tinder and stuff. I personally like using the cotton balls with Vaseline. I start all my fires in the fire pit that way every time we go to have one. And a ferro rod. That's just what I do. Tends to burn for about 3-ish minutes to get whatever I got in there going. So I have some of that in here. Birthday candle, little birthday cake candle. Got 2 of those in here. Those kind of things. Anything that can help extend the flame or give me some kind of fuel. to catch a spark, get something going. Got that in here. Little tiny piece of fat wood, and I also have some jute twine in here. Another thing that I put in my fire kits is bank line. So if I have to make some type of like bow drill saw for going and getting the bow drill going to, I have bank line to actually do that right here. So I don't have to go gutting paracord or using paracord or boot laces or anything, or take the drawstring out of my sweatpants because it's gray sweatpants season.
Sweaty pants. Sweaty
Sweaty.
pants.
But that's all in here. Fishing kit is just an expanded version of what I have in the survival kit. More hooks, more sinkers, swivels. I put a couple steel leaders in here, and I probably got about 50-ish feet of fishing line in here too. I also like to throw in a couple artificial lures, worms, things like that, because sometimes you can't find a worm, you can't find a grub, you can't find what you're looking for to go for fish. So got that in here. Um, Something else I put in a lot of these is the picture hanging wire that you use as snares.
Yep.
Safety pins. You can make fish hooks out of safety pins. And on top, I threw my real tree camo duct tape on here because I am that cool, and a ranger band for general purposes.
That duct tape around like an old I always say like loyalty cards or something like that. Don't use like an old credit card or something.
Yep.
It is amazing how much tape you can get wrapped around one of those. It's and it packs so flat. They're such a good good little trick to pack tape. And of course, tape's flammable if you didn't know that. And it'll repair your pants or shirt or shelter or whatever. These again, it all comes back to your knowledge and the stuff that you have. You probably already have all the stuff you need for any of these kits. If you got a first aid kit at the house, you probably got you probably have a drawer like I do, chuck full of fucking Band-Aids that that you can go in and make yourself a first aid kit, make it a multi kit where it's first aid, water, fire, survival, it's everything.
You got your Bic lighters, the regular size Bic lighter. And I'm glad I had this sitting here, but because for demonstration purposes, they have the little smaller ones. That's what I got.
The
in
mini
fire
Bic.
kit. Yeah, I got the mini Bic in there. They always say about taking the child proof thing off. I don't. I leave it on there so I can cannibalize it later, that I could use it in some aspect, English motherfucker, some aspect of survival. I can manipulate that, turn it into 2 fish hooks if I needed to, or I could take and I could use it as, I don't know, something. If I'm setting up a trap or something, I could use it as like a trigger pin. But these things, even if the lighter's damaged or it's out of fuel, you still got that spark. So those cotton balls with the Vaseline, Krista said she never tried it. Start many fires off of that much with those. So it's one hell of an accelerant.
Yes. that I say cotton balls with Vaseline is probably my second favorite, only to dryer lint and Vaseline, because dryer lint is free. So all the laundry we do, and I collect it. I'm like a weirdo. Like my kids will be like, I'll see them starting to throw like a ball of lint. I'm like, what is wrong with you? That is gold. You're throwing gold away. What is wrong with you? Don't throw that away. I've got a 1 gallon bag.
Waste can like Gollum trying to go for the ring. Yeah, he's going for the
my precious. That's right.
What's this on packets?
I've got that damn stuff in a Ziploc bag, a 1 gallon Ziploc bag above the dryer. There's no excuse not to keep it. No excuse. Yeah. Demo talks about Doritos, edible and flammable. I have not lit a Dorito. I have lit a Frito. a Frito
Corn
corn
chips.
chip, and
Yep.
those damn things burn like they burn a while. They burn longer than a match. Like they probably burn 30, 40 seconds at least.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty
Yeah.
good.
One one odd one is that's not that odd, I guess, is your tuna that's packed in oil. If you don't open up the pop top, or take the top all the way off, puncture the top center. If you have some type of paper or something, like roll it up into like a little like wick and stick it down in there and let it like soak the oil up. You can light that and that will act as a candle for you or heat source. When it's done, you can eat your food because
Yep.
at that point okay, I can make a fire off of this, off that can of tuna, to then open the can of tuna to cook it over the fire. So helps you start
Yep.
your fire, and it helps get calories in you, and then you have the container afterward that you can use the lid. If you don't kill the lid too bad, you can take and smash it back down, back to original as possible, put it over the top, make char cloth. You could boil a little bit of water in there if you needed to. I've done some pretty amazing things with some pretty primitive crap before.
Yeah. Oil lamp, like DJ the Metalhead Mercenary said. You just made an oil lamp with that.
Yep.
That's but again, it all comes back to he said Kipper gang because of the damn. I'll tell you, I watched the live with TMT and DJ the Metalhead Mercenary talking about that, and then I saw his video on that. So for those of you who don't know me, there's a lot of things I will, and there's a lot of things I won't eat, but I am not a fan of sardines or canned fish and stuff. Not my thing, but lot of uses there. And again, it all comes back to the individual, what you need. It's safe to say that no matter what environment you're in, fire and water are some of your top two. And I'm not taking away from anything else, but you got to have water, right? You got to, especially if you're talking like a survival or a get home situation or something, you really got to have that. And then with the fire, obviously, if it's like you're trying to be stealthy, don't have a fucking fire. But if you're trying to be found, or they're comforting. Like so Randall and I, on our last little adventure, it was summertime and we still had a fire. You know why? Because it's nice. It's nice to have. And trust me, when you're in a shitty situation, a fire could really be a morale boost. I mean, it's going to keep you warm. You're able to cook with it. There's a million other things you can do with it, but you feel better. Like it's one of those that you're not gonna. It's gonna keep predators away. It's gonna help create smoke to be found and light and everything else. I mean, It has a million uses. Again, as long as you're not trying to be ninja mode, you definitely want that. But building these kits, knowing like, okay, hey, he's talking. We were just talking here about the herring and kipper better than sardines, but like a can of sardines will fit in this, no problem, and it's
not much bigger than one of these.
Right. So
really,
doing something like that, or maybe you're a little picky bitch like me. The packages of the chicken, I make homemade MREs with those, and again, it's one of those. It's an eat on the go. I can peel that. I can, and the oils in that. I haven't tried to see if they're flammable. They might be. I don't know. It's oil, right? What do you know?
Sure.
Do you know?
Depending on which one.
Yeah, possibly.
I'd say depending on which one.
Yeah. So, but again, it's something that packs flat. These kits, and well, to be honest, this whole conversation, this whole topic, y'all probably already got something going like this. But how can you enhance it? How can you enhance what you've got? How can you make a better kit? I'm telling you, the thing he showed at the beginning, he didn't show me that prior to the video. The knife with the Ranger bands and the kits on it. I hold that up. How, like, seriously, how many? Turn it around. He could fit at least 3 Altoid tins on that motherfucker. At least.
And I could probably dangle one and basket weave one.
Right. That's
But
it.
I could conceivably, I mean, I got 2 more. I mean,
And that's just one side. Flip it over. You can do a couple more.
you could technically.
And it's all now. It's on your waistband. It's on your hip if you carry it like that.
Like I said, I like carrying it on the inside versus the out, because in the inside it's to my leg, it's to my body. It's not out here to get hit. So that's why I like carrying them to the inside. If you're gonna put them on the outside, I'd say probably tape them on.
Yeah.
Make yourself a whole solid thing of just nothing but freaking kits on your freaking machete. And like I said, this thing is no joke. Got a pry bar, rope cutter, gut hook, nice saw back on it, full tang. I haven't put a lanyard on it yet, but I'll get there eventually.
Yeah. And then you take one of these little cheesy ass things right here, and now you can throw a water bottle on there, man. Did we lose Metal this whole time? Yeah. Oh, there he is. Okay. I thought we lost you for a second.
Yeah.
You know, these kits are sky's the limit, folks. Sky's the limit. And just literally from what Metal's shown me, and then just the chat, I've been writing down little ideas here because I learned so much from everybody just when I'm doing this. I love that knife. Show that again.
That is the little guy that rides on the sheath. Can be lashed onto a thing, made into a spear. Use it for gutting. Use it for fine carving, stuff like that.
Filleting fish.
But yeah, I have the cutting tools. I have the saw. I have all that kind of stuff. If worst case scenario, I can make sawdust. You know, find an old dead branch, make some sawdust to pile up. I mean, there's a lot of different things that I can do with that kit right there.
Yeah.
And I have not used this kit specifically, but I have used them on an old USGI machete that I made before and I used to carry with me, and I lost it years ago. I've used that one dozens of times. And this follows the same premise, except this one's actually a little bit cooler and gives me a lot more features.
Right. Right. No, that's it. They're so Gen X thinks he has that same blade that you have right there. And we got
it's
like
a Camillus carnivore.
Yeah, the Camillus. Yep, that's it. And like Demo said, all of us know this stuff, but we can all still have that oh yeah moment. And that's really, you know, what a lot of this is about, just getting y'all thinking. All these topics. We aren't the be all end all of this. Definitely fact check and do your own research and know what works for you. Y'all are smart, all of you. You know, y'all have, I said this at work today. Everyone has something to learn from somebody. Even the idiots I fucking work with. But there's something to be learned from them. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be off camera. I can't stand. You ever see those pictures? Metal probably knows what I'm talking about. Like a profile picture where everyone's all over here. You couldn't fucking center yourself in the camera. You're a fucking moron. That's your fucking profile picture for work. And it's like, all it tells me is that you can't fucking see straight, you cross-eyed bitch. That's all it tells me. That's like,
I want to see pictures of your bobs and vagine.
That's right. I really, no, it's not about me. It's about the flag. Fucking whatever, loser. Go fuck off.
Look at this stuff.
Yeah. Like, oh, who am I having a conversation with? Oh, I'm having a conversation with that knife hanging in the background. Fuck that guy in the middle. Well, he's not even in the middle. He's over to the left like a fucking moron. No, that's, sorry. That's just, I see that. I get on a lot of Teams calls, right? So, and I see these people. So like me, so what's funny? Yeah, I do the YouTube and everything, and no one in my work knows I do any of this. But then like my picture, it's just my initials, right? So like no one knows. But then you got all the motherfuckers that are sitting there trying to be slicker than possum shit for their pictures. Like, I went to Florida and here's the beach. And it's center yourself, you fucking cocksniff. What's wrong with you? Yeah. Sorry.
They crop themselves out of a selfie.
Right. For a profile pic to identify yourself, to make yourself more attention grabbing, to put you in a better position, fucking whatever. If you can't center yourself in a picture, and I'm saying this, fight me if you want to, you're going nowhere. If you're doing a profile pic, be in the center of the picture. I'm not a fucking photographer, but I'm telling you, it just makes sense.
Those are the same kind of people that wipe their asses with hula hoops.
I did that one time, so don't judge me. No.
I believe it.
I won't. Only because the person that I knew was going to use the hula hoop next deserved to be in my shit. That's
fair. A handful of Andrew Dong.
They're sitting there going like, this thing smells like ass. I was like, gotcha, bitch. Wow. So somehow we went from micro kids and now Andrew committing felonies by making people hula hoop in his shit. I don't know how that happened. I don't know. That's how these lives go.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
What did you have? What else did you have? Did you have any things you wanted to touch on?
Don't keep your imagination in a box. You can use the candy tins, Altoids tins. They come in different sizes. Yes. Works for me for the type of kits I'm doing. But they make them that they are a little bit larger and a little bit deeper. Johnny Depp knows all about that.
Yes, he does.
Here I go. Just had to. But they also have the bigger ones. You can fit more into them, but you're also going to be carrying more. It may not fit in the cargo pocket so nice, or even in the front pocket or something. You may have to put it in a pouch. Well, at that point, do you even need the big tin? Should you just use a pouch? You have to weigh all this stuff out. What's going to best fit you, and how you're going to carry it, how you're going to keep it so you use it and keep fresh with it. You guys that use the chew, save your cans. You can make them up out of your chew cans, whether they're plastic or even like the Cope ones, with the metal lids and stuff. They work fine. Even like the little Zin cans, these little guys, the little ons. What's kind of neat about these, I will say, is they have a thing that opens up here. If y'all haven't seen these before, they open up top so you can get to the little pouches. There's like this little shelf type looking thing there, right? What's that, metal? Oh yeah. Flip it over and pop it open from the end, and there's a little storage right there too. So if you're putting stuff in here, say you needed to have water treatment, I could make this into a water kit. They can put water treatment in here. I could put a little tiny ferro rod in here for starting a fire if I needed to boil water, if I needed to, whatever, just something off the autistic mind.
But you're right.
Even these little things like this and those micro tins, they can be very valuable, very valuable.
So you just talking about that got me thinking. So I usually have gum in my car, right? I have gum because my kids like gum. If I went to a client meeting and I drank too much, it's nice to have gum. And and I'm thinking about the icebreakers, right? And what's cool about them is it has the big pull top over the top or the small one. And again, it's probably, the dimensions are probably about the size of this, but a little thicker. And again, it's something I didn't have to buy. I bought the gum anyhow. And now I've got this little container that I throw a little bit of electrical tape or Gorilla Tape or something on, and I've got a kit that I didn't have to buy anything fancy to do. I just threw it in there. There are so many options to make these kits. I mean, I guarantee, I challenge all of you, including myself, including Metal. When we finish this, just go down to your kitchen, go down to your dining room, go down to your living room, and look and see. Like, I can make a kit out of that. I'm telling you, you're gonna
Seriously.
find. I mean, the pouches, you know, the stuff that one would consider trash. I would have never considered a chewing tobacco container as a legit, and of course it is.
Yeah.
Of course it is. It's small, it's slim. I can fit survival matches, a striker, dryer lint, cotton balls, even a mini Bic, all into that. Run a little bit of electrical tape around the outside, and I've got something that's literally smaller than the palm of my hand. That takes up no space. You can fit that anywhere.
Literally.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Johnny does it bigger, but anyhow, said no one that's ever hung out with John. That's right. Like Krista said, so many things to reuse.
Yes. I took, and my wife and I always have these stupid things around, but we collected them up, and I was making a bunch of them for all the kids. I made them all boo-boo kits and survival kits. The boys thought it was like the coolest thing in the universe. All the girls were like, oh. But then the boo-boo kits, oddly enough, they end up getting into those, and they don't think they're so stupid. But my wife can't carry certain things with her because she works in a school environment with a kid. She's his home health aide, but she is in the school. They took their class trip yesterday out to an amusement park. And, well, my wife had her boo-boo tin, and she had her little pill pack thing, the little pharmacy thing. She's got one of those. She also carries a tourniquet there. She also has an IFAC that she normally keeps with her, like a basic trauma kit. But she pulled this out, and the school nurse is standing there with her, and she's like, "What's that?" She's like, "Oh, that's a boo-boo kit." She's like, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, it's a boo-boo kit." And she opened it and was showing her. She's like, "Oh my God, you got a lot of stuff in there." She's like, "Yeah." She's like, "Well, I would have never thought of that." Wife's like, "Yeah, my husband makes these all the time. He gets like, you can get like the big bulk things on Amazon for like $20 with all the creams and ointments and all kinds of bitch stickers and everything else in there, and make one up how you want it." But she had that on there, and the school nurse was like, "Okay, that's really freaking cool. I never thought of that."
Yeah. So I don't know if you saw the chat. I'm gonna DJ the Metalhead Mercenary. SAP Gear makes a counter custody kit for your prison wallet. Use that info for what you will. I got Krista.
Double O suppository.
Right. And so at Krista for those non-permissive pucker factor needs, so to speak.
He's on the wavelength. He's on the wavelength. But there is another kit that I'm going to be making. I'm going to make a sear kit. Ooh. I'm calling it the sear kit. With lockpick set, a mini lockpick set, and like, maybe a couple jiggler keys, and the typical lockpick kind of stuff. Plastic handcuff key, those kind of things. Little shims for handcuffs, different stuff like that. I don't intend to be I don't want to be handcuffed, but I had to practice how to get out of handcuffs, and it's nice having tools like a hair barrette. I may or may not have pieces of hair barrettes and those little plastic handcuff keys. Yeah, I may have them sewn into different seams in different pants and shirts and stuff like that.
Yep.
Maybe. Not like I don't have a
Robert talks
sewing
about
kit right here.
the bump keys. So I used to be highly effective with just a regular paper clip to pick handcuffs that were double locked. So anyone that knows, because like anyone that knows anything about handcuffs, like it's never like it's not like the movies where they just put it on and there's a double lock feature. And the reason you do that is so that it doesn't tighten up anymore. Also, it makes it a bitch to pick. But when you have the free time I used to have in the Coast Guard, I could practice things like that, and I could take a paper clip that was on my waistband from being handcuffed and unpick handcuffs that were double locked from behind my back, and that's just with the paper clip. And then you use something that's even more rigid, it's even better, or a plastic handcuff key. I didn't even fucking know they made those, man. Like
Yeah,
that.
dude.
That's
Yeah.
But of course they do.
I got like a whole freaking bag of them.
I can probably 3D print them in my house.
Legit, yeah.
So, yeah.
Legit, yeah.
Oh, so Gen X threw something in here.
Silcox key.
Yeah.
Silcox key, so you can get water. I have a set of Silcox keys that I have in my mini survival kit on my battle belt. I have a couple pockets there, and I have some Silcox keys in there. I keep those on me, so that way if I need to refill water and I'm out in around town, like y'all saw the Ready Up challenge, I threw on the plate carrier and I threw on that belt. On that belt is those Silcox keys because I'd be in town.
Yep. Those things are great. So I'm I have a Silcox key in every single kit that I have, and they've gone up in price, sadly. Like you used to be able to get like 3 for like $8 or something. They've gone up. But it's one of those, like it's that quad key that works on the side of a building. And again, a pouch like this. Now it probably won't fit in your tin, but it will fit in one of these pouches. It takes up no space. Again, be mindful of laws in your area. Obviously, if it's a survival situation and you're taking water, you're just fine. But if you're pretending to be Hobo Joe for the weekend and you start taking water off the side of a building for training purposes, know that there may be some legal ramifications associated with that. Yeah, what's that?
Check for cameras.
Well, or at least cover yourself up. Don't be like, that's me.
Hey, look at me! Look what I'm gonna do.
This
dumb bald dude on the internet was telling me about these things.
My name's TinMan-Metal. Come find me, bitches. Come.
You can find me over at Johnny Depp's house.
That's a low blow. Big bearded warrior. Welcome, good sir. Welcome.
And depending on the multi-tool you use, there are some that have like a flip out thing for a screwdriver that it's like a square shank. You can get the adapters for those things to run the different sizes of bits for Silcox. I have a set that I keep in my salt pack.
Yep. We
quite handy.
They are. And though we kind of went a little off in one direction, it really is like this stuff, it blends into so many other worlds, right? Like it blends into the Minuteman aspect, it blends into the get home aspect, it blends into the survival, into the whatever you want. All this stuff, these kits, they're like interdimensional beings. They go in between the dimensions. They're going to go everywhere. You can use them in everything.
They're like Bigfoot.
That's right. Well, that's not Twin. Where's Twin? The shaved Yeti. Where? Twin arrows. That's pretty good. You might have me beat. Yeah. Careful, that was like a mating call right there.
This Boo Boo kit, I carry it every day. This is the number one used thing that I have. Not necessarily always on me, but for others too. Kids, friends, this one, that one, coworkers, whatever. The Boo Boo kit is amazing to have.
Yep.
Uh,
Sorry, you got Gen X
Mayo
over here talking
packets.
shit. Yeah, Gen X over here talking about fucking mayo packets.
Caught it out of the corner of my eye.
Yeah, I'm over here typing away like a fucking keyboard ninja. That's
Gen X, he's gonna have a Mayo packet for you.
he he's always right there with the mayo jokes. Did you just finish?
I did.
You need to pour a little bit
I am
more.
drinking the Puncher's Chance with Tataga on it. This is, as I learned from Andrew this evening, this is Mike Tyson's whiskey, bourbon whiskey. I apologize.
Bourbon. You need to pour a splash more so we can do our outro here.
I'm planning on it. That's why I'm. Ooh,
what? Yes.
Delightful.
So
delightful.
So while he's pouring his little cocktail there, anyone in the chat, I've been trying to keep up with it. I've been a little off tonight. Normally when there's three of us, like one of us engages with the guest and the other's pretty fast with the chat. And when it's two of us, we both get, we're like dogs with squirrels, like we're all over the place. So I've been I really do try. I am trying to read it and keep up with it, and I may not respond as quickly, and I apologize. I need to get better at that, truly. But while we're here, I'm curious from the chat, any items that you think of for mini kits that you've used in the past that you personally use, or maybe you went ahead and were adventurous and took that challenge that I said a minute ago and looked around and came up with some different ideas. I'm curious what other things you use for making these mini kits. I'll wait.
If you know, you know.
Let's see who throws some stuff in here. Yeah, I've been drinking. I took my hair tie out. It's been a long day. I wanted to blink.
Yes, it has.
Oh, so Grace throws in safety pins and tick removal tool. Perfect. Safety pins. Oh my God.
You hear that jiggling in there? I don't know if you can hear it.
I can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah, I have safety pins in here.
Yeah. Safety pins are great.
I have safety pins in here. Digging out a splinter, fish hooks.
And ticks, tick removal tool. That's one of those. If you live in areas that have ticks, yes, you need a tick removal tool. Big Bearded Warrior with duct tape. Yep. Duct tape, Gorilla Tape, whatever you got, electrical tape. It kind of really user choices there.
Duct tape. Can't be without the tape for ducks.
Right. Randall's Little Adventure says we pretty much everyone's covered what he uses. So I do think we between the chat and both of us running our heads here, we've come up with a lot. Spray paint. Warrior, I want you to elaborate on spray paint. Because I think
Jenko jeans. Remember how you used to be able to like stick a PlayStation down in your Jenkos?
I was never that cool, man.
You could stick spray paint down in your Jenkos.
I kind of have an idea.
Neither was I, but I had friends that were skaters, so.
Because spray paint, I can see the uses for that. I'm curious where he's going with that, because that's not like it'd be kind of a. They make some smaller cans of spray paint, I guess.
You know, Robert, I have chapstick in my EDC that I put a little bit of electrical tape around the chapstick, and then in the cap, I take and I pull off a little bit of that chapstick and I permeate a little bit of a cotton ball and stick it up in the lid to put it on there. And I carry that with me every day in my pocket anyway. Also carry nail clippers with me
Yeah.
EDC anyway. When I do my pocket dump, that's all in there.
And dental floss. Dental floss is cordage. That shit's pretty
Yep,
tough. Um,
absolutely.
and nail clippers. I'll tell you right now. I think that may be one of the one items that people don't put in their bug out bags or get home bags. That you get yourself a hangnail. My ass is a bitch with the fucking hangnail. I literally had one the other day. I was digging in my pocket. I'm like, ow, I'm like, ow.
Yeah.
God. It's like, Andrew, you've been crawling around under your fucking sink for a day and a half, and you're bitching about a hangnail. But yeah, try cutting a hangnail with a fucking knife or a pair of scissors. Like nail clippers are the only thing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Warrior
I
talking
used to
about
bite my
marking
nails. I used to bite my
What?
nails a lot, and I stopped doing that many years ago. But ever since then, I have carried nail clippers with me, and I haven't been upset that I did.
Yeah, Warrior's talking about marking locations with the paint or painting over cameras to do hood rat shit. Warrior, just so you know, that anytime you say doing hood rat shit with the homies, I'm gonna laugh. That shit never gets old. But it's true. If you get yourself a small, I mean, if you're gonna do, uh, if you're in an environment where you don't want to be seen, yeah, take out the cameras, mask yourself up, take out the cameras, marking trails. A lot of people like in the woods, they use flagging tape because it's lightweight and it's cheap. Good stuff right there. Awesome, Warrior. Thank you for that. A lot of people, oh yeah, the nail clippers. I'm telling you, like it's one of those. It's sometimes it's the little comforts that make all the difference. Um, People are gonna joke.
Yeah.
People are gonna joke when I say this, but for bug out bags or mini kits or something like that, hear me out. Airplane bottles of booze. All right. Now, I'm not saying that because I'm drinking. Maybe I am. But how many things can you use alcohol for? Disinfecting wounds, starting
70
fires,
proof or higher.
right? Improving morale, right? Like
Yeah.
it's one. Now, I'm not saying that whole mythos of, oh, it's freezing outside. Let's drink some bourbon. It doesn't fucking work. Like it gives you the illusion that, but you know what? Hey, if it makes you feel good for a minute and takes your mind off of fucking the suck, then
Yeah.
it did its job,
Yeah.
right?
They're like that big. You take like
Yeah,
four of them,
right.
throw them in your bag. I mean, you don't even know they're there.
Soak your genitals in them. I mean, never mind. Who said that? That was Metal that said that. No, but
Ventriloquist.
but
Work them out like a puppet.
that's or it's a bartering tool. Maybe you don't drink,
Yeah.
right? There's people that don't drink, but if you're in an environment again like this whole thing, I guess when we went into this, Metal and I were kind of thinking probably along the same lines of more of like survival, get home and stuff like that. But if you're in an environment like a shit hits the fan and a bartering tool and trying to be clandestine or something like that, the stuff that Warrior's talking about is legit. And yeah, you came in late, Warrior. I'm gonna send you a dick pic just for you doing that. Good luck. For showing up late. That's what you get.
It's a pic of Richard Levine.
Or pain, like Robert said, pain relief. Like it's one of those again, like
Yeah.
an antiseptic, cleaning wounds. Yep.
You were saying about the bartering tool. My preparedness mentor, we'll call him Skull, because we're talking about the crystal skull earlier. So Skull. Um, he taught me many years ago. You can get those little bottles of that airplane booze pretty cheap. Get a bunch of them, and even like cigarettes and chewing tobacco and things like that. You can vacuum seal that stuff and literally take 2 bottles of booze and a pack of cigarettes. That's your redneck wallet.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, wait a minute.
Wait, man. He posts on Facebook, and I keep throwing up the wait, man.
That,
I will never not laugh at that.
I won't either. It's uh, that's for another live. Oh my god. Um, yep, cigarettes for bartering. I'm telling you, like, or like let's talk cigarettes for more evasion, right? Because you were talking about building a sear kit. So you light a cigarette and you put it on a tree and you watch where the wind goes and you go a completely different direction. I mean, because the people are like, oh, this fucking moron's over here smoking. And then, yeah, it's fucking brilliant.
Surviving the game with iced tea.
Yeah, exactly.
He took a couple drags of a cigarette, stuck it in the bark of a tree, and he took the fuck off the opposite direction. And they're like,
Yep.
there he is. He's smoking a cigarette. And they went over, and it was just a cigarette, and he had some kind of ambush set up for him.
Yeah.
Or a trap and triggered, and I can't remember, but
yeah. No, Randall talking about pipe tobacco. That's another one. I don't even smoke pipes, but pipe tobacco smells great. And then you got Warrior talking about coffee.
Yep.
Instant coffee, morale boost, caffeine boost. Yep.
I don't do condiments, salt and pepper, right? So I trade out my like Tabasco and any condiments I ever had in the military for coffee. I had a Ziploc bag of coffee in my ruck. So whenever we'd be going out on patrol, anything like that, I'd take a packet of instant coffee, pour it right in my mouth, just raw dog that shit, put it in like a chew. And I'd be trucking along, and everybody else would be like, ugh. You can trade coffee, tea, things like that.
Oh, Teresa joined us. Good evening.
Welcome, Teresa.
Kind of near the end, we're kind of closing out here, but this has been
it is
yeah, this has been a great topic. I really like where everyone's head's at, because everyone's kind of thinking something different, and the
Ranger pudding is life. In fact.
Yep. I like where Warrior's going, and I'm not gonna dive too much in, because Warrior and I have been having some sidebar conversations on some things that he and I are both pretty familiar with. But yeah, like it's one of those, just talking about cigarettes. How many? So I don't smoke, right? I always joke around and say I'm going to go on a secondhand smoke break. You know why? Because I'm going and getting intel from coworkers, because they all go out there and it's like the water cooler talk. People out there smoking, they get the loose lip syndrome. That's
Yep.
that's so when I go out with clients, everyone's like, "Oh, Andrew, the fucking party animal." When I go out with clients, I have my tolerance, and then I get them comfortable, and I get them boozed up, and I get my clients telling me, "Fuck all everything," and I'm sitting here fucking sober as shit, but playing the game like just having a good time, and and it is like these are all their bartering tools, intel gathering tools. You want to make an instant friend? Have a fucking cigarette for somebody. Like, no bullshit. That's probably more popular than alcohol.
Even carrying a lighter with you. Here, got your smoke.
Right.
What's going on? How you doing? Blah blah blah. My name's Johnny Depth.
I was just gonna say, how do you think
My name's Booger Hooker.
How do you think Johnny Depp scored as much as he did? Fucking goddamn.
Yep.
Like, do you smoke? No. But I got you. I got you. And because ladies that like to smoke also like to wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
Yes, scuttlebutt is human intelligence.
Yes.
And it's so easy to gather human intelligence. I've talked about that in the podcast before, about community, knowing your community, being a part of your community, knowing the street urchins and the bums just the same as the doctors and the engineers and all the highfalutin people, right?
Yep.
You hey, Krusty Sam over there, he's gonna be more inclined to tell me about something because I've actually talked to him, given him the time of day, hooked the dude up with a pizza and a freaking 2 liter. It's very cheap, but you
Yeah.
can get that intelligence when you need it. Something as simple as lighting somebody's cigarette, something as simple as buying a bum a pizza. But I won't get into all that secret squirrel shit here tonight.
Right. Topic for another day. Oh my goodness. Well, we have once again, Metal and I have failed our mission for 1 hour, or we've overachieved by 41 minutes.
We've given you guys a bonus.
Bonus
Given
material.
bonus content.
Yeah. And that's before I stood up without my pants. That's
Yeah.
Or is that the bonus material that I didn't stand up? I'm not sure. But I really hope this was thought provoking, and I hope everyone got something from it. I know I got stuff from Metal. I got stuff from the chat. I've made some notes on some stuff that I want to do because these kits, they're kind of like big kid Legos, right? Like, I get to put little shit together and it's a good time, but it's realistic. They're affordable. They're not complex. They can be, but it's a simple thing that just, it makes your system better, right? So I don't know. TMI.
DJ with the great success. Very nice. Go Borat. Very excited to begin our journey.
I'm going to combine Borat with Denzel. Borat ain't got shit on me. That's all I'm saying. Like, he ain't got. Oh my God! Name the other movie.
It was almost a little Samuel.
It was. So I was actually talking about snakes earlier because I had this client I have this account manager that has an aquarium, and he built this fucking. It's like it is like the most zen aquarium. Like, he has like, it's all natural and it has like moss and fog and it's like gurgling and shit. I was like, bro, I'm gonna bring a fucking snake for your aquarium. He's like, the fuck's your problem? It's gonna eat everything. I was like, I'm gonna bring a constrictor. God willing, is gonna go to the office next door and strangle the bitch that's our fucking client because she's a hoe. I thought it was funny. My boss is like, something's awesome. Fucking wrong with you. I was like, whatever, queer fucking loser.
Yeah, hair ties, Robert. Hair ties, hair barrettes, hair bobby pins, things like that are always great things to have in kits.
Oh yes.
Yep.
Oh yes.
So I think volume 6 went really well. We covered the kits plus bonus content. I got to have my first run at Puncher's Chance, and I found out it was Mike Tyson's bourbon whiskey. So I'm like, okay,
whiskey.
It's cool. That's just ridiculous. That's ludicrous.
I'm not. That's not. You almost sound like Daffy Duck. That's.
Cash.
That's right. Well, so as always, in great fashion, I've got 2 things I got to finish here. So, first of all, chat. Cheers to you. Thank you for engaging with us, spending time with us this evening, taking out of your Wednesday to hang with us and have a great time. I've learned from you. Hopefully you gained something from me other than slapstick comedy. And of course, to our primary host, Metal, wherever you're seeing him over here.
Whichever side I'm on.
Yeah.
It always changes up.
Robert got me excited. He started talking about having pantyhose. And then you got Gen X talking about condoms. That's
filled with mayonnaise.
I
knew I was going to do that too.
That's Friday Night Live chatter, sir.
Just
remind me, condoms and lotion, and that'll be a whole hour on Friday Night Live with Andrew. No,
You guys
trust
will
me,
not get that hour back.
you will not. No, but you will fucking piss yourself with laughter. Cajun made it in. So
welcome, Cajun.
Andrew's going to finish off this beer. Cheers to all of you. Cheers to Metal. Thank you all for a wonderful evening. Let's get in on this. Let's finish this off.
Skull.
And now, Metal,
you should pour yourself a
splash. You got to give yourself a splash more whiskey because we got to, go big or go home. Listen for the pop. Bring it up here. We got to listen. God, that was gay. But
right. Okay.
Here we go. Ah, yes. Just a little bit. You don't have to go crazy. I'm trying to get people drunk. Or am I? So, again, let's wrap it up for the night. Cheers to all of you. Metal. Thank you for another wonderful Wednesday. Thank you for the support. If you have not liked and subscribed to TinMan-Metal, you're failing in life. And if you haven't gone to his podcast and listened to that,
you really suck.
Yeah, you've got 52 episodes to catch up on. That's all I'm saying.
It's going to be 53 very soon. So.
Very soon. All of you in the chat.
Thank you to ACR. Thank you to ACR. My main man, my partner in thought crime, my MC, ACR Protect. Here's to you, brother.
Thank you much. Cheers to everyone. Have a great night.
Y'all.
Bottoms up.
Skol or Salancha, as my Irish buddy says.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another fantastic night. I'd like to thank all of you. Oh, no. Big Bearded Warrior is talking about bringing some mead with him to Texas. He doesn't know that shit puts me in the spirit world. But we will talk about that at another time. Yeah, that was a pretty good impression. I know. I threw you off. It's okay.
You have one of those things like Prepared C has?
I did. That was just
one of the voice changers.
That was so natural.
That's just me.
That's right. That's just alcohol. But
that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
It was pretty good. I've watched that movie about 100,000 fucking times.
So thinking about Volume 7 here next week. I was kind of going back
thinking
and forth
about Volume 7
this and that. I wasn't sure what you were thinking. Volume 7. But what will I wear?
We were ready.
Encino Man, everyone. But I was kind of like going back and forth with stuff and kind of thinking of this, kind of thinking of that. No, I hadn't really settled on anything. So, guys, it's going to be a surprise. It's going to be a surprise. The mead must flow.
So I just threw my email out there. So Metal and I are of the same mindset. We when we do these, when we bring our guests in, we want that to be we want our guests to be our guests. And I will say right now, anybody on here that wants to join and be a guest on our live, please shoot myself or him an email. Reach out to us.
They're already doing it. Look at that.
That was
not Randall's already done this with us.
Yep.
Big Bearded Warrior's already done this with us.
Yep.
Twins done this with us.
I see TMT in there. We're gonna need to get TMT.
I know it's pretty painless.
It is. Well, mostly.
And
I mean,
DJ.
unless it's alive with Johnny Deft, but truly, any of you that want to join us, we would love to have you. Everyone on here has something to share, and knowledge, and we want to better everybody. That is truly the mission. That is the mission. So please reach out to myself or Metal. I don't bite unless you pay me extra. And
my email is literally, and it's there in the description.
do you see Gen X? Gen X with the little jingle.
Be
Name
our
the
guest,
jingle, folks.
be our guest. And if you guys have something that you want to throw out there, it's from Beauty and the Beast, yo.
Good.
I have nothing but daughters.
I know. I've got nothing but shitty. Yeah. Never mind. Can't talk.
Johnny Depp had to do some things in his past. Okay.
He has. Go watch that live.
Not telling you whether he was Beauty or he was the Beast, but
so sometimes a bit of both. That's
ooh.
Yeah. That's
no,
very
my
confusing.
email is literally in the description of my channel. You can hit me up at any given time. I will be talking to DJ. I will be talking to TMT. We had already discussed all with that stuff between us. We kind of have a pecking order in mind, and we already had somebody lined up for something.
Oh,
something.
Yes. Next week, our special guest. Well, let's see if y'all can figure it out, because maybe
we've already dropped the Easter egg.
We have dropped some Easter eggs.
A couple times, actually.
A couple times, yeah. So, but we are very excited. Yeah, Cajun wants to join us one of these times. Cajun, I got you stuffed. If you want to join us, man, absolutely. But
if you guys have ideas for something you want us to talk about and cover, send it to us too.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. So again, special thanks to the chat. Y'all are the best. Y'all make this show happen. To the replay crew that's going to watch this later on.
Replay crew. Awesome. Thanks for joining us
Yes.
after the fact. Because you have certain perks that the live chat doesn't. But the live chat has certain perks that you don't.
Yeah. So you ought to be part of both. You should watch us live and then replay.
And then watch it again.
And then watch it again. And again and again and again.
You might pick up stuff that you didn't get the first time.
Exactly. And then to our host, TinMan-Metal. Thank you, sir, for putting this all together.
ACR. Thank you, sir.
Always here in your corner, kind of like Puncher's Chance.
Ooh, I like what you did there.
Yeah. Good night, everyone. Happy Wednesday. 2 more days till the weekend. Y'all got this.
We got you here.
Yes. We got you here. We will catch you later. We'll see you.
Metal out.